Hello, welcome, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever that you may be tuning in. This is Yunks with Triple Win Foundation, and I'm hanging out here today with Nick. And we're going to be just spotlighting Dework.xyz. And this is one of the tools that we use here at Triple Win Foundation, Web3 Freedom Club, and any of the projects that we may be working on, which is main focus right now is around community solar. So this is going to be a pretty short conversation here today, and this is just to foster more of an open innovation culture here within the DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization framework that we are creating for building triple win projects. Win, win, win. We love creating the triple win situation. So right here, this is actually the homepage, the overview page for our dashboard. And let me actually just take a step back, and I'm going to do this in an incognito window. So our homepage for our organization here on Dework is at 3Win DAO, Triple Win Foundation. And you can just kind of scroll down here. This is kind of broken down. And right now, most of our focus is surrounding Web3 Freedom Club and specifically Solar EV Co-op DAO. And this is the page that I was just showing you there. Actually, it was this project page, which is the team submission. So this is the page that we were looking at. And right now, we're actually going to go through the process. One of the things, we're in a phase where we are working on getting funding. Like the Community Energy Innovation Prize is a Hero X American-made challenge that the U.S. Department of Energy is running. And our next milestone is here for February. And I'm actually going to put this submission deadline right here, February 2nd of 2024. And this isn't the only opportunity that we have to potentially submit our project for funding. And this is one of the things that there's so many different funding opportunities available, whether it's around nonprofits doing social good and creating community-owned and community-operated distributed energy resources like what we're doing through Solar EV. Unquestionably is for public good. So this is actually one that showed up on my radar. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to grab this link. And one of the fun things that we're going to start talking about is using community suggestions. And this again goes into the open innovation culture that we're wanting to create here. So I'm going to actually go through, and this is one of the things, Nick, that we need to ensure that we've got from a settings, and this is something that we can do offline. Right now, I'm personally logged in, and you can see my profile here as yonks.eth. So this is one of the things that we need to ensure that somebody can do, somebody that is wanting to give us a suggestion, like a funding opportunity for a worthwhile good. And one of the things that, but anyway, I'm going to just get to it. Click on the button here, add a suggestion. So here's the link, and this is a funding opportunity, question mark. And here's the details. And one of the things about this is it does support Markdown. So like to get a heading, you just do a £. So there's the heading. So this is the link, and here's the link, and let's see, echoing Green Fellowship 2024 for social entrepreneurs. And the more details that somebody can put in here, the better. Like, let's see, so that's the title. And let's see if there's a submission date. I think it's actually coming up pretty soon here. And let's see. Application deadline. So this is something else that I'm going to include because this is a useful piece of information. And I'm just going to put in here this in parentheses. Application deadline, 2nd November make it a little shorter, 2023. So create. So here's what that looks like. And this is one of the things, Nick, that we can work on creating a process. So if you wanted to go ahead, here's the one that you sent me. If you wanted to do that on your end as well, and we should be able to see that pop in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll just read it here so that we don't have any dead air. New funding opportunity, 50 million for commercial scale distributed energy systems demonstration projects. And this is one of the things that we are absolutely looking to do. Solar EV, which we're positioning as equitable, decentralized community solar and EV charging for gig workers, has three main components: the solar to generate energy, battery storage to store the energy, and then EV charging to distribute the energy. So we would actually be a fully blown distributed energy resource is what the industry. So concept papers are due by November 16th. And this is one of the things that we will take these and add to for a conversation piece on our upcoming working group. And we normally have our working group for solar EV on Sunday between 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And if you are watching the replay for this, we normally live stream that to these same channels as well. And this is one of the things that has some fun workflow. So here's the one that I just see a minute ago by Sooth. So there's the funding opportunity with OSED. And this is one of the things that we can also upvote. Like I'm actually just going to go in and upvote this one myself. And then that shows up here from a workflow standpoint somewhere. I'm not sure, but we can figure that out because we'll talk about it on our upcoming working group. And it might even just be like 2 upvotes right there. So you just click on the little 2 upvotes and it shows who upvoted that. So that's another cool thing. And that's like, as we potentially get some more scale within our community, that we can make that a fun aspect of. And this is just, again, another way that we can create engagement within our community. But like the opportunity here too is that we can create a token incentive to really encourage open innovation. So like for example, for us, Nick, for this, we could say, okay, well, if a suggestion gets approved, then that might be, say, worth 10 of our social tokens that we're working on our project. And then that's kind of an idea that I have right now. So what are your thoughts on this process as far as building open innovation here using this Web3 tool, Dework?
I think this is great. I mean, it's a real struggle trying to manage all the different people. When you have a DAO and it starts to grow, getting the feedback from all of the different members and prioritizing their suggestions and knowing that their voice is being heard are all challenges. I think this is a wonderful approach. You can add suggestions, people can vote on it, we can have a discussion, and it's organized really well on this platform. I'm becoming a big fan of Dework, and I just learned about it. So.
Well, I love that. I've used prior to Dework, I was and still use Trello, and this has a lot of look and feel to Trello. And one of the things that will be exciting, Nick, is that I understand that Dework has some pretty tight integration within Notion. So here's one of the things that is pretty fabulous. I'm actually going to just get the link for this suggestion here that I created and throw this in. So it creates a really nice task link, and going over here to our Notion agenda. So this is I'm going to turn this into a toggle list here. And then this is the Dework suggestion created during live stream. And then I can actually just take this task, and then I'm going to actually do an embed instead of a bookmark. The bookmark works fabulously, but the embedding also works great. And let's see what that looks like here. So, and then you can see what the task looks like. Like I said, it embeds very nicely, and then somebody can just take a look at this, and this just creates a more complete picture. And I'm actually just going to duplicate this and drop this down here for yours, and throw in the link here for the suggestion that you created.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if we could just put in the higher level link and have that as a feed into these. I mean, this is good because we want the specific ones here, but there might be some places in Notion where we want to list all of the current suggestions, and it'd be nice to have that on these project specific pages. This is really interesting, this integration.
Yeah, and there's some even stuff that we can do, like from a workflow standpoint. And like I said, my expectation is that this sort of thing is a little bit more on the tech heavy side of things, but like the opportunity to potentially have a Notion form that is even more friendly for people to engage and interact with. Because like one of the things that we absolutely need to foster and understand is a mobile experience. Because like right now, I would guess that you're probably doing whatever you're doing behind a normal desktop computer. I know that I am right now. And Dework, for example, may not be quite as mobile friendly, and really having some type of mechanism where, like, if somebody wanted to directly submit a task on or a suggestion using Notion or using this workflow in Dework, that would absolutely be fine. But then also like the opportunity of having a Notion form that may automatically create this Dework task is maybe a possibility. I don't know if that workflow exists, but that's one of the things that the devs, at least in my experience with Dework, are very accommodating. And I know that they love Notion as well over there. So, and this is just a preliminary conversation as far as some initial workflow, like funding opportunities. This is something that we regularly talk about within our working groups. And this is just a framework that we can really operate better in ourselves, but then also create it more inviting. And I see that you upvoted my feedback, and that's one of the things that will, again, bring this topic forward at our time. I want to be respectful of your time, Nick. I see that we're already 2 minutes past the hour. So this is basically what I wanted to do on the live stream is showcase some of the tools and the functionality, and then just, again, start building an open innovation culture. We're just barely getting started here. We're going to be in pre-launch with everything that we're doing here until February of 2024, when we're really going to flip the switch and move more towards the next chapter, the next season of what we're building. But you got any final thoughts before we call it a wrap here, Nick?
No, I think this is great. I like this workflow, and I like, it's about being disciplined and coming in here and using this tool. And, maybe one of the things that we could do in the future is go through, when should we be coming to the Dework platform? What things go here? I know that they have like a Kanban, they have some of our action items, the suggestions. So it seems like a really good place to just put our ideas and then help us prioritize those and then turn those into actionable items. So I think just differentiating when to use what tool would be really helpful.
And this Dework is absolutely going to be the platform that we use for doing any tasks. And when you think about a project, really a project is just multiple tasks broken down. And this is where we're going to be breaking down those tasks. And this is also the platform that we can use that's got some fabulous workflow where we can assign a token reward. Like we have tokens representing our projects, and this is where we can really assign the token reward. And again, the goal with our social token is when we do our security token offering, that will translate into the security token for the work done to build our startup. And this is really, I think, conceptually a new way of building startups. And a lot's got to happen between now and when we sell out our security token offering in hopefully February. That's what we've got on our roadmap. But thanks for your time today, Nick. I'm looking forward to having more conversations like this as far as fostering open innovation and then just putting some worthwhile things together. Like this is some, we both sit texts on these opportunities, and moving it from text message into a platform where we can actually develop some workflow is the goal here today.
Love it. No, thanks for putting this together, Yongs. This is great.
All righty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share and turn off the, I don't know if I can actually turn off the live stream or not.